The invisible deck is one of the best selling tricks in the magic shop, and Diana tells me that she gets lots and lots of questions about invisible decks. Mostly from people who haven't bought one before, but sometimes from people who have bought them before and are just asking some questions. So I'm going to endeavour in the space of 5 minutes or so to answer all of those questions that come up all of the time. First of all, invisible decks, we make our own here. We make them by hand, and when you receive the invisible deck, you'll get some instructions on how to handle it, of course. You'll also get the deck inside a box, and that box will be open. We've had numerous telephone calls and even a couple of very sour complaints from people saying, I got my invisible deck, it was already open, somebody had opened it, it's a shop demo model. It isn't a shop demo model. This started out life as a normal pack of bicycle cards. We had to open the cards, make them into an invisible deck, and then put them back inside the packet. That's why they're open. Some people have even sworn blind. The last time I bought one, it was definitely sealed. It can't be. It started life as a normal pack of cards. The next question that comes up a lot is, when I'm using my invisible deck, sometimes I find it hard to do the necessary to separate the cards. Well, this is something that's, it purely is down to practice. You just need to sit at home and spread the cards many times, many times, and get the right amount of lightness of touch versus a hard touch. To spread the cards, normally it's a hard touch. To spread the cards when you want to perform the effect, it's a much more light touch. The harder you spread the cards, the harder you're pressing on them, the more difficult it's going to be to do the trick. So as light as you possibly can, and please practice. Just because it says self-working on so many of those websites doesn't mean to say you can go out and do it without any practice. It does take some time. The next thing is, think about the positioning of the pack when you're performing it. I watched a DVD just a couple of days ago of an extremely well-known guy in Magic, extremely well-known guy, if I said his name you'd recognise it, who clearly hasn't really thought about this and did a terrible job with Invisible Deck. He was so used to taking the cards out of the pack in a close-up situation and spreading them this way to show the card as being reversed in the pack. When it came to him doing the trick for a large group, when he realized that they weren't going to be able to see, rather than holding the cards up in front of his face, which is what he should have done, he stood awkwardly up and then tried to sort of hold the cards sideways to do the same handling that he was used to. In that sort of situation, it's really much better to hold the cards up in front of your face. So let's say that the selection that's been chosen is the 7 of clubs, for argument's sake. So when we spread the cards, the 7 of clubs is going to be the one card that's reversed in the pack. Very close to the bottom there is a card reversed. It's the only one reversed in the whole pack, and that card is the 7 of clubs. If you think about the mechanics of that and how simple it is compared to the way you normally handle it, this is the way you should think about doing your invisible deck from now on. The other question that comes up a lot is the preparation that you've made to the cards, how long will that last? The answer is it depends. It depends on your hands, it depends on the humidity, it depends on how often you use them, it depends on many things. It should last hundreds of performances, and indeed my own invisible deck, which I can see from where I'm sitting, I've probably been using it for about a year and it still works fine. What you will find is that they will revive. So if you go through a spell where you're not performing, the invisible deck will in fact automatically revive itself. Why does it do that? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. It's just a case. They do that. So if you keep 2 invisible decks, you might rotate them. So put one in the drawer, leave it for a few months whilst you're working with the other one, then switch them around and you'll find that that will happen. The boxes generally tend to wear out quicker than the decks do. So if your deck is still basically fine but your box is worn out, give Diana a ring and she can sell you some bicycle boxes. We just have the plain bike boxes in the old style, incidentally, which is much nicer than the new style. So if you want just some plain bicycle boxes, we call them slip cases, then we can help you with that. So there it is. a few little tips using probably what is the strongest thing in Magic, the Invisible Deck. Once in a while in Magic you get one of those, boy, I wish I'd thought of that moments. And this is, for me, this is one such example, because the genus of this particular effect is something that I've been very familiar with for many, many years, and I've sold hundreds of variations of that one particular idea. But it took Peter Nardi to look at this particular idea and say, what can we do with that? How can we make it more useful for the walk around guys? So this is V-Deck, Peter Nardi's V-Deck, which is, I mean, it's, I'm going to show you it in real close-up so you can see exactly how good it looks. But this is a very, very strong vanishing deck effect. Very, very strong. I'm going to show you it, just me doing it on the tabletop, but it can easily be done in walk around. You can do it as long as you've got pockets. You can do it in a walk around situation, but I'm just going to do it on the table to show you just how good it looks. Peter Nardi's V-Deck. So let's see how this looks in super close up. Pack of cards. Spectator is going to choose a single card from this pack, and it's a free choice. So let's see what they did. They chose a King of Diamonds. The King of Diamonds. So if you want to, you can have the spectator sign the King of Diamonds if you want to do that. So now I'm going to take the pack of cards and put it back inside the box. There we go. And of course the King of Diamonds is going to go in there too, so that'll just be lost somewhere inside that pack in the box. There we go. Done. Close up. Now you can watch Peter's video clip to see how he handles this next part, but essentially what happens is the pack of cards is placed on the spectator's hand. They can feel the cards suddenly becoming lighter and lighter and lighter in their hand. When the pack's turned over, the only card visible is the King of Diamonds. If I open this packet and tip it out, you'll see that it is in fact the only card in the pack. The rest of the deck has completely vanished. That's it, Peter Nardi's V-Deck. The magic light globe is a great magic trick, but really it's turned into a gag item. Most of the ones available now are made from plastic. The glass ones are very hard to come by, and even when you can, they don't really look like light globes, and certainly not like a modern light globe. This is a real light globe, but it's been tricked in such a way that it allows it to come on and glow at your will, on and off. So imagine you could have it over a pack of cards. As you move the light globe across the table over the pack, the light globe comes on over the spectator's card. You can move it and make it go off. You can make it come on again over the card. You could blow it out if you want to do it that way. So there are many different uses for this. It's, I guess, apart from looking very real, the other great thing to tell you about this is it's very, very cheap. Extremely nicely made, works perfectly, and very reasonable. That's it, the Magic Bulb.